Good morning. I'm going to try to do this without going off topic. I have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff piled here on my desk, starting to block me in. I said I was going to try and clean out my baskets and have things separated. Well, I only got this far. This is a baggie of tiny little pieces. This won't be what it stays in, but this is what it's in currently. And I brought it in here because it seems like I have many bigger size pieces, and it's easier to come up with the bigger size pieces than these little tiny pieces. So I'm going to try to use some of these today and see what happens. So I'm going to fast forward because it takes me a little bit of time to do all this. I'm still trying to not think about most of it and allow it to just happen organically, which is my favorite way to do anything in the craft world, pretty much. So there we go. All right, I'm gonna fast forward. I just got interrupted by a stupid spam call again. Getting like 4 calls a day about the factory warranty on my car, and it's like, I don't even have a factory warranty on my car, people. I don't want one. Quit calling me. And it's the same recording, but I'm getting like 5 of those calls a day. Jeez. Tell them to be watching the news or something more productive than calling me all day long. Okay, this does not require much narration on my part. I'm gluing pieces of trash to other pieces of trash to make a tiny story that is as convoluted as possible, or the thought process comes from the pieces of paper, at least. Sometimes nothing is forming until the 6th or 7th piece of paper. That orange piece of paper I'm now gluing is a wrapper around a potted plant. That's how random some of this stuff is. Some of it is the stuff I've painted. Some of it is stuff I cut out. Some of it is just margins of other pieces of paper. Some of it is tiny pieces of a doll in a tutu. Some of it is from printables off of Etsy or Patreon accounts or magazines or stuff that I bought off of Etsy, ephemera. That's the proper ephemera. It is just random anywhere. Stuff that I painted. Junk mail. It is all from all over the place. And it doesn't often speak to me. Like this one, finally, okay, the pear dropped out of the box. The artwork in the frame dropped out of the box. And this clear sticker, which is a passport stamp from Bermuda, begged to be used. I'm like, okay, how do we make this turn into a tiny story? And that's just how it happens. The underneath paper really didn't matter, but it does add color. And it doesn't always have to match. Sometimes it does. This was a complete and utter random one. That piece of paper begged to have another hole torn in it. The first hole was torn yesterday. And all these tiny little printables that I got from Courtney Diaz in Australia's printables off of Patreon. I couldn't decide how I wanted to use them, and I'm not this kind of a person normally that these things are part of my aesthetic, but all together in a group, they beg to be used. And I took words off of the page that is the bottom layer, and it works. It works. It is so much fun, these tiny stories. Is this a method that you could use somewhere else? It might make you feel connected to a color combination. It might make you feel connected to a pattern. Who knows? Who knows where it all comes from? Some of it says it has to be used. Some of it doesn't match. Some of it is black and white or brown or vintage and bright colors from magazines. was trying to make those feathers work, but nothing was popping out. And I'm trying. Oh, I forgot I tore those out. Oh, I guess I'll use them tomorrow. I'm trying not to think. I'm trying to just grab and let stuff happen. There, I tore that butterfly wing in half. So it's going to be used in half. Um, and it is just a way to escape the current climate in the United States, which is becoming very problematic. Um, very. As if we didn't think it was already. There's things happening that are just blowing my mind right now, literally. 20,000 National Guard troop in the U.S. Capitol to protect the Capitol building from Americans. So, no more politics. This one is not evolved yet, but I started coming up with blue, well, no, it's colorful, just vertical lines of color. And that screamed have to be used, have to be used. And I love a torn edge. To me, a torn edge makes everything look better. Um, but there's washi tape wrapper. There's stuff that I made. There's this crazy colorful table out of a magazine, um, a school bus sticker, uh, and it made a tiny story. And this this one was different. This one is slightly calculated because of that blue there. It's scraps of washi tape around something that I used for something else, trash. So I kind of made a messy frame around that picture. Now that's a picture I took on a trip when we were in Bruges. Um, and that's one of the carriage rides that they had in Bruges when there were pandemics happening. Um, and there's a tiny bit of blue in the sky, a tiny, tiny bit of gray blue in the sky because it was cold. I remember it being cold when we were there, and it was in the summertime. I think the sun was going down, maybe. I don't remember. But I kind of just made a frame out of a bunch of vintage or yellowed book text with a little bit of blue as part of the rays in the frame. And and I went for things with all kinds of different size fonts and different color paper um, out of that bag, and then called it a carriage ride in Bruges or something like that. That was a little bit more planned, just because I wanted to use that particular picture and not tear it up. Um, Blue skies in Bruges. So it's just that simple and it's just that fun. So now I have this scrap left over from Courtney Diaz's cutouts. And how do I make that work for something else? Well, you just start gluing till something starts talking to you. So, yeah, I'm not influenced by the crazy people on the internet. I'm influenced by paper that talks to me. Hello, am I crazier than they are? I don't think so right now. No, I don't think so. So, yeah, it's so much fun. This is where I started getting blue things accumulating on the side. And I made layers and layers and layers of torn pieces of blue paper. And it's just too fun not to do it. And I don't have any reason to do it. And there's not 1 ounce of any productive. I don't say that's not true. This is productive in my opinion. Um, Me gluing pieces of paper for no reason at all, like Shannon Green says, to other pieces of paper is fun, and it's an escape. And the current extreme happenings in the world require extreme counterproductive production. That's all it is, counterproduction to the extreme world by gluing pieces of paper to other pieces of paper. I'm not even going to start continuing making excuses for why I'm doing this. It's fun, it's therapy, and that's all that matters. Yeah. And hopefully you enjoy watching me glue pieces of paper to other pieces of paper. And I think this is the last one. The painter of Girl and Dog just finished picking pears in Bermuda. A side trip to the front counter revealed all the Sicilian seafood. The kids wearing purple tutus got to sit at the colorful table and live life and sing. Oh, there's the kids. In the gridlock of the city, this is gridlock. There's the city. Look for the blue skies in August. Tiny stories, which will be transferred to one of these kind of notebooks tomorrow. Supposedly it's getting here tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow with some more tiny stories. Don't know how long this is going to last, but it's fun. And I'm using up my paper.